Welcome back to Bohn Legacy. Today we are here, day one of the United States Open. And we've got two people joining us today. I got Christian McCrory sitting across the table from me. Christian's one of my teammates at SCAD, first time going to the US Open.
Yeah, this is my silver medalist, Jake Boxty. We went to Korea this summer and won 2 silver medals at the World Youth Championships. Yeah, I knocked it off, and I'm not afraid to admit it. But first time going to the US Open this week. Me and Justin's third time. We got 2 first-timers, and we got a 53rd timer.
This isn't like bowling the local scratch tournament or bowling the local handicap tournament. This is one of the biggest events of the year.
Well, I just got on the phone with Mom, because I call her before I start every day. She told me to try every shot today. Thanks, Dad. All right? She told me to try every shot today.
See Fletcher 288 game for?
JJ, 300, game 5.
No, didn't see that.
See Matt Russo 279 game 4.
For the U.S. Open, they're gettable.
You know what the great thing about this is? The leader's throwing your hit ball. So you got a chance, Jake.
Is he really? Why
you got a
don't
chance.
Butter's throwing. Okay, got it. All right. You're right. We both have a chance.
But you just have to be patient. It's the U.S. Open. And although it looks like they're gettable right now, there are a lot of games for this tournament. And this event, more so than most, is survival of the fittest. Okay, and it's not a matter of being physically fit, you gotta be mentally fit, and you gotta be willing to step up for the task. And you're gonna find a couple of squads stepping up to the task is just a matter of filling frames with an occasional double. And if you get a triple in both 2-0 or 2-10, thank your lucky stars, clap, move along to the next level.
There is hope, but it's the U.S. Open, so there's a lot of hold out. There's hook in, hold out.
In simple terms, this is going to be the hardest of hard competition you will ever be in your life.
As long as Jake doesn't bowl 118 today.
The goal is to stay away from the 118s. The 1-1s. You want to stay away from that number.
So mathematically, if you don't shoot the low games, you only shoot the high games, you should be fine.
Well, Jake, what's the significance of 118?
I mean, it pretty much ends your tournament.
Did it end your tournament in team trials when you bowled 118?
Mentally, yes.
Okay. So you bowled 118 in team trials.
I did.
So we're going to avoid that today.
Yes.
And
hopefully a lot of instead of 1-1s, we'll try to get a 2-1.
At least
that is a lot better, yeah.
Every U.S. Open brings its own different task to the table. And just because it appears right now, the first round, that the dinner bell is ringing, I'm telling you guys, you better put your hands on the seat of your pants and get every pin you can. Because you're going to start to realize
My hands are on my pants.
they're going to get tough on a couple of your rounds when you're out there. And the biggest thing that separates the great players from the guys that are just the average Joe that bowl this tournament, right here. They start to lose it. And when you start to lose it, man, I'll tell you what, 140 or 150 can hit you at that of an eye. So keep your head in the game, regardless of if you get any score today. Because you could shoot 10 over today when the guys are getting them, and tomorrow you can shoot 10 over again, and the guys that got them today could go flying past you the other way.
Day 1 of the U.S. Open, and I'm excited. But you know what I'm more excited about is this brand new crew neck from BohnLegacy.com. It's warm, it's breathable, and it's comfortable, and it's cold here in Indy, so it's keeping me warm outside. But for now, it's time to take it off because we got some bowling to do. First day, day 1, 44 feet. We need lots of strikes. Let's get into it.
I feel like the heckler will allow me. The heckler's going to be slower, but it's going to force me like 5 further left of my feet.
I don't know if I want you to go too far left out at all.
That last shot was through 20.
Yeah, and it went through the nose.
No, it struck.
The one before that.
The one before that did. I moved off of it.
Okay, I don't want you to get too deep too quick.
Well, it's either going to be 20 or it's going to be 17.
I like 17.
But I feel like either way, like if one is too quick, like if the 3D is too quick, I'll just go to the heckler, or if the heckler's too slow, I'll go to the 3D. Whatever one I start with, I don't think it's going to be long.
it's hooking so early, I don't even see it hooking.
Oh, no, I mean, as soon as it hits the lane, it goes right. But it doesn't like jump right. It just gets into the lane on it. Right?
See, this is what's perfect when Dad is, you know, too busy doing other things. Matt's around and gives me somebody to talk to.
We don't need Dad here. We don't need the Hall of Famer. Come on.
He's only won 35 titles for nothing, but he doesn't have a U.S. Open, so clearly isn't doing something.
I didn't say it. He did. He said it.
The shots weren't have that many 210s in a row. No, but okay, sure. They're behind 4? Yeah, exactly. You got to forget about them and move on to the next show. So come on.
As soon as you let it go, you were like, nope, that's not it. Yeah, that's fine.
See, I watched Matt Russo to know that if I just play that shit wrong.
Just play the shim. I always play the shim. If it don't shim, we ain't bowling. If it's clean enough, you can just shim it there.
And he can't give it the super jack at the bottom either.
No, exactly.
At the end of the day, if he's nice to it, it will hook.
I know. That's what I know. I know. He doesn't have your vibration.
Well, not everybody's got my vibration. Let's face it. Your answer shots aren't bad. You're a little bit this way instead of just getting through it clean. If you're clean off your hand, you almost can stand anywhere that you want. Because it will go, it'll do the right thing.
I told Matt, I said if I've learned anything from him, I'd say you don't have to do what every other left-hander is doing.
Use the urethane ball to your advantage.
Well, I did for the first game.
Yeah, I know.
Not the next one.
Made a really good call going from the Mania to the 3D.
You were bad to it?
Yeah, I went to it in the third in Bowl 250.
Yeah, I watched the end of the game.
Yeah,
And then what'd you bowl last game? 220?
220 with a 9 miss and a
Saw the
4.6.
That was actually alright.
I feel like Matt Russo now.
We joined the club, the reactive club. A little left, a little right. You know.
Just, it will never be as strong as Matt Russo. Okay?
Look, I know things didn't finish the way that we were really hoping for because you started out, every time you missed it was a split. And that's typical of the U.S. Open. Unfortunately, you paid the maximum penalty. But you really worked hard, not only the end of that game, but all the subsequent games that were right after that. And you got all the way up at one point to about 50 over. And unfortunately, the last pair you got to pretty much was a replay of the first game. You haven't shot yourself in the foot, you're only 20 under. And the way that I look at it, the U.S. Open is very, very demanding. If you come out here tomorrow and you figure some things out, as little as 50 or 60 over, you're going to pass some boys going that way because a lot of them are going to start going the other way on 37-foot flat.
Yeah, unfortunately, I feel like there's only about 10 guys behind me, and I feel like I haven't dug myself a huge hole, but I didn't help myself at all. Besides the first 7 frames, I bowled really well for the first 6 games, and then game 7, I split a couple of times and managed to get 170, and then game 8, I gave it all right back. I feel like that I let myself down the last game with how hard I worked for 6 or 7 games to get to 50 over and then to give it all back and then more. When you're bowling the best in the world, you can't give that away.
Correct.
It started obviously behind the 8-ball bowling 150 the first game, but I had gotten to a point that I was like, okay, we're going to be in a decent spot heading into tomorrow. The last 2 games, you give it away, and I mean, given that many pins back, I felt like I gave 100 pins back to the field the last 2 games.
You would not be the first one to come back from that hill, and there's a lot of other players that have that same mindset.
How'd you bowl?
Started high. Then we got low. Then we got lower.
Well, you started with 269, obviously, and then you bowl 175. Probably looking for that other big 250 or 60 game, and although it wasn't there for you right away, you were fiddling with the fact of, do I stay with the urethane? Do I go into reactive? I'm going to tell you right now, I got to give a lot of credit to Matt Russo. He really sat behind you and watched you bowl the vast majority of the day. And if it wasn't for the fact of you finally buying into reactive when you did.
It wasn't that long. Like, y'all are making it seem like I stayed in there for 5 games.
You did.
So then I went to my reactive ball game, the back half game 5, bowl 180. Then I bowl 190. And then bowl 240, 220 to finish out for 95 over.
You're 95 over. I'm going to say overall, way to hang in there. Justin's 26 under. Obviously not the score that he was hoping for, but folks, it's bowling's U.S. Open. First block down, 8 games down. There's 16 more games to go, and then who knows what can happen after that. I'm going to say it this way, stay tuned. More to come.